Hey there, my fellow Indians. So, a few days ago, we had the privilege of recording the third episode of Sandarshana, the interview segment of NewsHamster. Well, the guest this time was a special one indeed. You must have seen him on one of the panel interviews with Arnab Goswami or on primetime debates. You must have seen him emceeing some popular events, including the Indian Premier League, or give a TED talk or two. Or you must definitely have seen him contesting the 2018 Karnataka Legislative Assembly elections from the Aam Aadmi Party. Yes, I'm talking about Dr. Syed Asad Abbas, popularly known as MC Abbas. And this is how the conversation went. Have fun.
Hi, sir. Welcome to the interview segment of NewsHamster. We are so happy to have you. It's a pleasure.
Likewise. Thank you very much, Saqlain. Pleasure to be on NewsHamster.
What do I call you when we have this chat? Do I call you Mr. Abbas, Asad Bhai, Abbas Bhai?
Bhai would link me more towards the underworld or the Salman Khan clan.
Yeah.
Abbas is good.
Abbas is good? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Abbas. So, I wanted to ask you, how many times have you been called an anti-national?
Okay.
How many times have you been called as an urban Naxal?
All right. Well, as you know, I'm famous or / infamous for appearing on Arnab Goswami's primetime debates.
Yeah.
So there it's a regular fee. The day I'm not called an anti-national, mera khana hazam nahi hota. I'm not able to digest my food.
Okay.
So it's beautiful. It's quite melodic when he gets on his nerves and says, "You anti-national, Deshdrohi," and all of that. Not just that, when especially the Bharatiya Janata Party IT cell starts trolling me on Twitter, that feels amazing. Trust me, it's not brick bats, but I feel bouquet of flowers. So, but to tell you that it's so used to it that it's actually the part of the process of the current ruling dispensation BJP.
Achha.
According to them, those who dissent against them are anti-national.
Okay.
For example, a JNU student, like my good friend Kanhaiya Kumar, is an anti-national. Any of these Adivasis who are protesting against them becomes a Naxalite.
Yeah.
Arvind Kejriwal becomes an urban Naxal. And also a farmer who's protesting for his rights becomes a Khalistani. If we are in Shaheen Bagh or more closer home, Bilal Bagh, and we are protesting, we become Atankwadis. So that has been the narrative. But like I said, those were the days of Hitler and Goebbels, their propaganda in chief. And the new age Goebbels is, who? The one and only, the nation who doesn't want to know.
Yeah.
So yeah, ArGo.
Okay. So, talking about ArGo, I mean, you've been on his shows.
Absolutely.
So, how is he in real life? Like,
I'll tell you this. A lot of people ask me, how is Arnab Goswami in real life? Trust me, when you meet him, he's very polite, he's very kind, very nice, very hospitable when you meet him in his studios.
Okay.
But once the camera is switched on, there's lights, camera, action, he becomes an absolute monster.
Achha.
He wants to tear apart the opposition. And then, yes, that's about him. I see him as a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So he laps between the two.
Is he nothing like what we saw on the...
Like I would say, it's quite on the end, camera on, he's becomes the biggest nationalist ever, the biggest patriot ever. I know how much it is after the WhatsApp chats leak.
Yeah.
I really don't know. But once the camera is off, he's a nice, kind, polite man. I'm witnessed and testimony to it, and I testify it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, interesting point of view.
Thank you.
Your Instagram bio and Twitter bio says you're a millennial politician.
Absolutely.
So, what drives you differently from the older generation? What makes you different?
I'll tell you, in media, you either need your father, your grandfather to be an MLA or an MP.
Nepotism.
I would say absolute nepotism, absolute dynasty politics which take place. Why I chose to contest with Aam Aadmi Party, because there is nothing of nepotism. From one family, only one ticket is given. But otherwise in politics, what do you see? Millennials are the disruptors today, I certainly say. Absolute disruption taking place.
You mean anti-nationals?
Absolutely not. If I was of the Bharatiya Janata Yuva Morcha or I was from the BJP IT cell, I would say definitely anti-national. Because to them, anybody protesting is an anti-national. Anyone dissenting, any dissenting voice is an anti-national. So to me, nepotism is a big no. Likewise for a millennial, it isn't. I believe if you work hard, you can really make a mark.
Right.
You can be a disruptor out there. So to me, I have no money power, I have no muscle power. Basically, during my campaign, I said this elections give youth a chance, but they didn't give youth a chance. Not an MLA, but I must say it was a rich experience, absolutely splendid. Thanks to my contesting the elections, I understood that MLA MP politics, it's all about being a servant to the public, nothing else.
So that little bit of bhashanbazi that you had to do.
I would say I tried my best from being away from all the bhashanbazi of the regular netas. I stuck to points.
Okay.
There were two agendas which I worked on. Getting jobs for the youth and getting admissions for students in schools, colleges, so on and so forth.
Achha.
The deserving ones, the destitute ones, the needy ones. These are the prime two agendas. Many times I was asked by the press, what if you lose the election? Will you still keep promises? I said, you know how it is with netas. They win or they lose, they don't keep their promises. Let me set a precedent here, benchmark here. Even if I lose the elections, I give you my word and you can hold me for it. I will still work on it. My word in 2018 to 2021, it's about 2.5 years. I have done my best for getting students admissions in schools and colleges, getting them scholarships, discounts, and getting youth jobs and internships.
Okay. So how different was fighting the election with the Aam Aadmi Party? Or can we call you a member of Aam Aadmi Party now?
I'd say I did contest the 2018 Karnataka legislatively elections in the year 2018. Like I said, I'll tell you how different it was. Here there is no money power. All right. Many of we see in several movies and several web series how money plays a very important role in politics. Here there is no money. If you want to go out there, you need to work on the grassroots level. I'll tell you exactly what I did, irrespective of my party affiliations. I worked on the ground. I knocked the doors, door-to-door campaigning, going out there, requesting for votes, telling them this is, I am like you all in the constituency. I contested from the Koramangala B-Team constituency. I did tell them I'm just like one of you. I'm your boy. I'm here to help you out with your work. I'm here to do the work on the ground. I can't offer you 2,000, 4,000, 6,000 rupees for a vote, but what I can do for you is I can work for you. I can take care of your civic needs. So that was the promise I made, and that is what I worked on. Because in politics, many of these political parties have made it very corrupt system where they tend to buy out the votes. Here, nothing. Zero buying, only working.
I think you stood fourth, right, that time?
Absolutely, yes. There were several candidates. There were about around 20 or so candidates.
I remember people losing this, like, oh, this Muslim guy will steal our Muslim votes.
Right. That was there. So you know how it is, vote bank segregated to certain parties. The first was, I think, taken by Congress. Second was, of course, we had Bharatiya Janata Party. Third one who was JDS, and fourth is where I stood from about 20 candidates. So it was a good start, I would say, for me. It was certainly a very good start. And looking forward to the way ahead to go. In politics, it's all about like the one who stood second from the BJP. He's from the coal mining's aide's nephew. You know how money plays to buy out the tickets. So there are many facets to it. But like they say, fortune favors the brave. There's a beautiful saying, Himmate marda madade khuda. That is how it always works. You got to be strong. You got to be right there. And they'll try to hit you down. They'll try to drag you down. Like how Rocky Balboa, Sylvester Stallone tells his son, they'll keep you down, but it's not, no matter how bad you get hit, but how you get hit and you still come back. That's how it is. No matter, they might try to intimidate you, fear you, but if you're only the one up there and nobody else, that's the way to go. Generally in life, if you want to do something spectacular, you got to be in one-man army and then take it ahead.
What is your view of the farmer rally / protest / violence jo hua abhi in Delhi?
Honestly, my heart goes out to the farmers, the genuine, the real farmers there. Many of these anti-national elements, anti-social elements, I'd say, they're marring the protest of the farmers. The farmers, the genuine farmers have been out there in the borders of Delhi, Singhu border, Tikri border, Ghazipur border. They are the farmers who've been biting the cold Delhi winters and being there for so many days, sacrificing so many lives. Those are the real farmers. But I see a certain conspiracy there where to mar the protest, to bring a bad name to the farmers, there have been certain anti-social elements who've come out, vandalized, riot and so on and so forth. Undoubtedly, I unequivocally, unconditionally condemn what has happened on in and around Red Fort and Delhi, capital of India, during the Republic Day. But then undoubtedly I stand with the peaceful protest of the farmers.
Okay.
And no matter what the ruling dispensation might say, that these are not farmers, these are Khalistanis, absolutely no. The ruling dispensation must take a leaf out of the book of our former Prime Minister, late Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, who at the Pokhran blast said, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vigyan. They need to take Jai Kisan there. Who is the Kisan? Kisan is the Annadata of this country. They are not Khalistanis, terrorists or anti-nationals.
Right.
These are the people who provide the food that we consume. So therefore we need to respect them, salute them. That's very important. But if there is a conspiracy to mar the protest, I condemn those conspirators behind it.
So you're saying that the whole farm law should be repealed?
Absolutely, I think so. If the country, if the law, if the government is making anything, if I am a farmer, if I am not okay with it, they must absolutely repeal it.
Okay.
For the factor that it is from, I understand my business. A farmer gives his life and soul to all the crops that is being irrigated.
Yes.
Blood, sweat, toil, tears over the years. So nobody can understand the land, the soil, the crop like the farmer does. If the farmer is not happy with it, they must repeal every goddamn law that they've set out, to which favors. You know something? A tweet of mine, which got quite controversial and viral, I'd say. John F. Kennedy once said, ask not what your country has done for you, ask what you can do for your country.
Yeah.
In the case of BJP government, is ask not what the farmers can do for your country. Ask what you can do for your Adani/Ambani. That's how it is.
Okay.
Goddamn crony capitalists out there who are trying to benefit themselves. So I think that's the thing about democracy. A democracy must be taken on the highest benchmark. But when you compromise this, it really leaves a very shady tail out there. So undoubtedly, I stand with the farmers. I truly say today, Jai Jawan. Jai Jawan always. And Jai Kisan.
Yes.
Let me not miss out on that.
Yeah.
We salute the army, we salute the farmers. And of course, Vigyan as well.
Yes. So coming down to Namma Uru, Bengaluru.
Right.
We saw the beef ban now.
Right.
So what do you think are the repercussions and the social stigma related to beef ban?
Well, I would say, see, this is the Cattle Prevention Act that is,
Yes.
being about. This has been there. They've only changed a couple of things. They've made it more restrictive. Prior to that, it was 6 months of imprisonment. Now it's several years coming together, and so on and so forth. I'd say that you need to understand that the whole agenda which is coming through needs to be understood wholly. Certainly, when you look at this, when you go into the research and the depth of it, the questions I raise to the BJP government is, what are you going to do for the farmers out there? The riots, the farmers who need to sell off their cattle, what will they do? Where will they go? They will be just left alone without anything. Also, that after a farmer uses its respective cow, buffaloes for irrigating the land, so on and so forth, after a certain point of time, their income is by selling off these cattle. But if they are not able to, what will they do? They used to in turn sell it to the butchers or the others who consume beef. So that is a question we need to ask them. What will you do of their income? On the larger level, the Bharatiya Janata Party, time and again on the national media have said, these are not the issues. The issues are education, employment, better schools, better hospitals, better facilities for the nation, the GDP, the growth of the nation. But no, here they just want to do Hindu Mussalman, India Pakistan, Nehru Gandhi, and so on and so forth.
So you're relating that to the social stigma?
Absolutely.
Hindu Mussalman?
Absolutely. It's been the case. When UPA 1, UPA 2 was there, before the 2014, we, amongst my friends, Hindu friends, Sikh friends, Christian friends, we never felt this divide. In the case of UPA 1, UPA 2, we never felt this Hindu Mussalman thing. Nowadays, we see so much of communal division. There was this one time, it was again quite a controversy, when I said on Arnab's debate, right in face of Arnab, they said, Right now in India, there is a virus which is more dangerous than coronavirus, more dangerous than terror virus. There's a communal virus infected by the BJP, Brainless Jokers Party. So that's when all the BJP-aided panelists ganged up against me. I've been quite controversial on his show, as it's known. I'm quite infamous for that. So that's what I see here, like we say, tahassub has come into the place. Only because of certain political parties, the BJP always used to say that Congress does minority appeasement, like Muslim appeasement. I'd say if Congress used to do that, why is the Bharatiya Janata Party doing a majority appeasement, a Hindu appeasement, which is wrong? Cater to everybody. Only by bringing in, we are Hindus, you are Muslim, you create that divide, and the divide is not good. It's very communal. The flavor of it is, because we need to understand India as a nation, thanks to Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar, the architect of the Indian Constitution, we are a sovereign, socialist, secular republic. We are a democracy, not a theocracy. A theocratic country is something like a Pakistan, Islamic Republic of Pakistan. But we are Democratic Republic of India. We need to understand that. So that is one of the important aspects of what I wanted to speak to you about.
With new policy changes coming our way, what do you think about decriminalization of drugs and prospects of cannabis legalization in India?
That's a very, very interesting question that you've asked. Drugs are many, I would say. Drugs are so many. Decriminalization of drugs, I would certainly stand against it, because there are many harmful drugs out there, which the millennials, the youth, and everyone needs to understand. It is absolutely not okay. Blanket ban which comes through. We also need to understand that a lot of drugs do lead to addiction, and addiction of anything is not good. There's a saying, too much of anything is too bad. So therefore, I do certainly agree and take a stand that anything that intoxicates you beyond your levels and brings in intoxication, be it alcohol or be it drugs, I'm strictly against it. That's a personal stand that I take.
So the second part of the question was prospects of cannabis legalization.
Well, I would certainly, I did my own bit of research and handling. I think it's best for the, there are a lot of conspiracy theories, I would say, where they say that it's the tobacco industry which is lobbying against it, because their market will be hit if cannabis comes through. So I would say that to make a comment on this, I'd certainly leave it to the experts. I always believe what the experts would want. And what the government decides and what the experts decide, and I think I'd certainly agree to it. Anything for a matter in excess done is wrong. I completely believe in that.
That's quite a diplomatic one, I should say.
I gotta be one. I've got into enough trouble. So
let us put you a little bit more in trouble.
Wow, I'm loving this.
Ajay Maken, if you remember Ajay Maken,
of course
and a lot of other people called Aam Aadmi Party as the B-Team of the BJP. So nobody asked you like, "Kya Asad bhai, tum aisa kar rahi?"
Right. Yes, when I contested the elections, many of the people from my own community said, "What is this? You become a BJP agent? क्या तुम्हें BJP के agent बन गई? तुम्हें कहीं को कांग्रेस का आदमी खड़े उसे हराने, कांग्रेस का MLA है, अच्छा काम कर रहा है, तुम्हें हराना चाहती हैं क्या? BJP से पैसे लेको and all these allegations." I said, क्या कांग्रेस का आदमी हमेशा जीतना? हमारे कौम का या हमारे देश का नौजवान क्यों नहीं जीतना? Why shouldn't it be? क्या हम मुसलमान सिर्फ कांग्रेस की जागीर हैं? Are we a possession or a property of one political party? Absolutely no. Many times, like for example, in the background you see Asaduddin Owaisi there. He's quite an intellectual, I see also, and he's somebody who I've known personally, interacted with him during the NDTV conclave, Times Now Summit, and so on and so forth. This man, I tell you, his understanding of the constitution, his knowledge, his oratory skills is by far one of the best we have, not just in our country but across the world. So I also believe that this man cannot be a BJP agent. I know of my experience that Aam Aadmi Party is not a B team of the BJP. Why is it that our the social stigma or the thinking of most people from a certain community think that anybody who wants to, this is a democracy, everybody is allowed to contest.
Right.
Tomorrow Saqlain, Jameel would want to contest the election, he should allowed to, either independent or through a party. He cannot be called a BJP agent. Likewise, many of the other members. So that's the beauty of democracy. Anybody and everybody who wants to contest can do so. That's the power of democracy.
Okay, so I will come to what you spoke about Asaduddin Owaisi, but firstly I would like to ask you, on the prime time debates, on this news channels, you're seen defending the Muslim community. You're talking for them, you're vouching for them. So what is the basic problem that aids the Muslim community, that plagues the Muslim community right now?
I would say, I'm really glad the way you've drafted the question. I would say that I'm speaking for the right.
Right.
I'm, for example, for the DJ Halli, KG Halli, Devrajana Halli and Kadugondana Halli incident that took place, I condemn those people who did wrong. But the innocent, I fought for them. So therefore, I'm not always speaking for the community also. No. I am speaking for a community or a party or an individual only if they are on the right. Because my moral conscience, my compass is intact. It does not allow me to defend somebody who's in the wrong. I call a spade a spade. So I condemn the wrongdoers. I stand with the innocent and the good doers. That is how it is. I think now, since you mentioned about our Muslim community, I think if you see the Sachar Committee Commission report, it clearly showed that we are even behind Dalits, scheduled caste, scheduled tribes when it comes to our education, when it comes to our economic standing. I think that is something we need to work on. Why there is no government of BJP in Kerala? Because of their 90% plus literacy. So if you're literate, you won't vote for a communal party. That's how it is. So I wish that all the states get literate and vote for the right party. That is the need of the hour. Now coming to our community, the Muslim community, what plagues them is they need to understand that education is a fulcrum. Education is very important if you want to balance your life. Also, you need to take your economic standard upwards, for which you need to understand that the work needs to happen from the grassroots level. If you want to be employed, you need to make yourself employable. You need to develop skills and give the highest level of concentration, importance and significance to education. Two things. Community needs education and employment.
So if that's there, I think they will...
Much better position, I would say. Yeah, absolutely.
So you were talking about Asaduddin Owaisi, his oratory skills. Of course, he's the only Muslim parliamentarian representing the community in the parliament. What is wrong with his representation? Where is he going wrong? I mean, you've met him.
I'll tell you.
You've seen what's going on with Majlis in Bangalore also. What's going wrong with...
I'd certainly tell you this, and I did present my point of view to him. He's a very smart, witty man, I would say. As a matter of fact, from the audience, they raised a question that why is your party always All India Majlis-e-Ittihadul Muslimin? He takes out history. He said, Muslimin, I mean everybody. Starting from Adam, everybody is the son of Adam, according to a Bible or a Torah or even Quran, He said, I mean, it's for everybody. He said that during the Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation election, he gave tickets to about 4 Hindu brothers, out of which 2 of them won. So he said it's a party which is certainly inclusive. But I had reservation there because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran says that He's Rabbul Alameen, not just Muslimin. Muslimin does constitute a community. Alameen is the whole alam, the universe. Nevertheless, now coming to, you said that he's one of the, or the only Muslim representation who speaks for the rights in the parliament. There's somebody like, let me bring you to notice, there's somebody like Machayya Mitra, who also speaks. Of course, she's not from the Muslim community, but she's a very strong voice. There's a Supriya Sule, who spoke about the wrongdoings in the Triple Talaq bill. And Machayya Mitra also spoke for the NRCCA. And there are many such leaders who have been very, very vocal. Asaduddin Owaisi, of course, has been one amongst them. Where they're going where he's going right, I'd say, is being a lone wolf, a lone tiger, a lion, a very strong voice, very superb, spectacular, immaculate immaculate is with his knowledge, constitution.
Yeah.
He's a barrister from London.
Yeah.
He knows the know-how. He's been doing spectacular work in his constituency where he's the MLA from the old city of Hyderabad. Excellent. Where they need to work is, if a change comes in from the Muslimin to Alameen, it becomes a lot more inclusive. It's not just targeted to one particular community, but it subsides with all. Then certainly it would be much better.
Okay. That's your standpoint about
That's my
this.
standpoint, absolutely.
Okay, so fine. Aam Aadmi Party was a phase, you can say.
Absolutely.
Abhi aage in the future, you get
Yes.
offers from
I
let's
do.
say BJP
I do.
or Indian National
BJP.
Congress or Majlis.
I'm not too sure whether they would want to have me.
What is your political
I'll tell
inclination
you.
like?
I'm very glad that you've asked me this question. A lot of friends of my media also ask me the same question. After contesting the 2018 assembly elections, the journey has been very enriching.
Okay.
I loved what I learned over the matter of 3 to 4 months, working on the ground, grassroots level, understanding what a constituency is, what politics is.
Okay.
No matter how much ever you might read about politics, it's nothing. You need to work on ground to understand what politics is.
Okay.
What I learned is that to be a politician is okay, but to be a leader, to be a statesman is what is important. To me, I aspire to be a statesman. I believe in statesmanship.
Okay.
I believe in leadership.
Okay.
That is what I aspire to do. If I am able to be a problem solver to a certain people of the society, of my building, of a community or an area, constituency, so on and so forth, I think that is the way to go. There have been plenty of national parties from across India who have got in touch with me, who have offered me very promising, prominent, interesting roles in the party. But I have been on, I'd say, choosy. Choosy is the word. And also I've been quite calculative.
Okay.
I would say I'm going to take my time and then announce my arrival into mainstream politics 2.0.
Okay.
Because what happened is, when I contested for the elections, normally when there's a Karnataka state election, Delhi, the whole of national media is bound in that state. So I thank my experience of being in the elections, where I got the media bit. That catapulted me into national media. So if now I'm seen on prime time on CNN, India Today, Times, Republic, and ETV, it's thanks to my candidacy.
Okay.
So that catapulted me into the national media frame. So far, it's been good with the media. I've been a recognized face, thanks to the Almighty. I will shortly announce my next venture.
Okay. We're definitely looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
So last question for the day.
Okay.
So the youngsters are often called as those people who don't know what Indian culture is, and they are not someone who's doing a right thing. They have a lot to learn. They have a lot to do. Since you call yourself a millennial politician,
right,
what message do you have for the youngsters who are trying to make a change, maybe through politics, maybe through media, or maybe through civil activism? What is their future like?
I truly believe the millennials, the youngsters of today, the youth of today, I honestly believe is the power of tomorrow.
Okay.
I think there's immense talent, potential in the youth of today. And I don't think so. Like, for example, Saqlain, you, Roshan, your team of Snehal, NewsHamster, you guys are doing spectacular work. I was busy. I wanted to come on board, fund you guys, and take up this venture together.
On record.
On record, let me say that. On record, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I found promise.
Yeah.
So when I see you all, I get inspired. In fact, I aspire to become like many of you. The hunger that you have. I think the youth of today, the millennials, should keep a hunger. You shouldn't be just another media person. You shouldn't be just another doctor, engineer, entrepreneur. No matter what you do, you got to be the best.
Okay.
Even if you're a sweeper, you got to be the best out there. If you're a janitor, you got to be the best out there. That's what I truly believe. If you want to be a revolutionary, you got to be like Elon Musk of today. That is the way to go. I believe there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of good vibe. I do not believe that youth is distracted. Youth is just no. I believe today's youth is much better than our age, our era. They are the disruptors of today, and I see great promise in them. There's a beautiful line of Joshi Malihabadi who said, "Zinda rehna hai to mere karwan bankar raho. Is zameen ki pastiyon mein आसमान बनकर रहो." I think the youth must understand that no matter what you do, you need to give your heart and soul to it. The best way to do is to do what you love and love what you do.
Yeah.
Because I see NewsHamster team, you're loving it,
Yeah.
the whole experience.
Yeah.
That is when you excel.
Yeah.
And it won't seem like a job to you when you love what you're doing, it's spectacular. It's like every day at the office where you're making some money and you're enjoying what you're doing. So for the youth, I'd say certainly they got to. One thing I learned from Virat Kohli when I had interviewed him during the IPL season, what makes Virat Kohli? I asked him. He said, it's focus. He said, even addressing the youth, if he has to give a secret and tell them what to, inspire them with, he believed that it's the focus you need to have. He focuses on every ball, every delivery that comes to him, and then he plays his shots. If Virat Kohli is so successful, let me tell you my perspective of him. It's his grit, it's his determination, dedication. As much cliche it might sound, he is very razor sharp focused. That is what makes him so successful in this field. No matter what you do, simple things, as much as cliched, you might hear Warren Buffett saying this, or a Steve Jobs, or a Bill Gates, or Jeff Bezos might say this, but you need to love what you do. My dear youth friends out there, you need to first realize what you love doing. Once you know what you love doing, give it your all. Irrespective, it might not give you that much money, but you'll be happy. Biggest success is a pursuit of happiness and happiness itself. Happiness with a Y. And I am a very big fan of the movie Pursuit of Happiness. I'm sure you've all seen Will Smith
absolutely.
and Jaden Smith.
So you look like a movie buff. You've watched a lot of movies.
Absolutely, I have, and I take great inspiration from it. As a matter of fact, books is something which the youth needs to read. Even if they don't, I think couple of movies give you great messages. So that's my message to the new age millennials, youngsters, youth, students, entrepreneurs, young leaders who want to get into politics. They need to understand politics is not just about corruption or money or this and it's about working on grassroots levels. It's about solving the problems of the people. And then if you're able to do that, then you'll be seen as a leader. Irrespectively, a party will pick you up if they see that promise in you, leadership skills in you, problem solving abilities in you. Another secret I'd like to give to the viewers of NewsHamster. Whenever I meet people, luminaries such as Ratan Tata or a Narayan Murthy of the Infosys or a Nazim Premji of the Wipro, always when you meet them, try and shake their hands because I believe in energies, the good energies, the vibe that you get. It's all about this, you are known by the company you keep. You become who you spend your time with. You become who you have coffee with. There's a beautiful line which I saw recently on an Instagram motivational page. Show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. It's very, very true. It's normally about who you spend your time with, who you are with. So that is the need of the art. That is what you need to understand. So that is very, very important. Like there's a saying, वो खुद ही जान जाते हैं बुलंदी आसमानों की, तालीम नहीं दी जाती परिंदों को उड़ाने की. You don't teach a bird how to take its flight. So once you instill this amongst yourself, greatness, I believe, is achieved, is worked upon, and then you bring it out. As much as the motivational speaker is coming out within me, I'm sure it's going to greatly benefit the viewers of NewsHamster. They need to understand this and they need to work towards the goal. Very important in life, you need to have goals. Short-term goals and long-term goals. One thing leads to another, and I'm sure it'll be a spectacular journey out there.
Since we've been speaking, Abbas, you told me that you're reading The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli.
That's right.
There's one line: everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are. So when they look at you, what's it like? Like people telling you?
Okay. Normally when people before meeting me, they tend to think, sometimes there's a slight bit of intimidation which comes in. They might think, this person, maybe, has a lot of attitude. How do we approach him, so on and so forth. But when they meet me, they know that I'm so down to earth. I'm very grassroots level. Because I believe झुकता वही है जिसमें जान होती है, अकड़ना मुर्दे की पहचान होती है. You got to be down to earth because when you meet the luminary stalwarts, anybody, they're all very down to earth. It's only the empty vessels which makes the noise. The real ones who are grounded ones. A tree which is forbearing fruit is always bent. That's how it is. That's the way to go. And I'd like to quote Niccolo Machiavelli, who once said, "It is not titles that honor men, it is men that honor titles." So certainly going out to all the Padma Shris, Padma Bhushan and Vibhushans and Bharat Ratnas out there.
And he's damn sweet actually. We just met him once, I think. And on the phone we had this conversation that, sir, can we have this podcast? And he's agreed. He's a sweet person actually.
But I hope you give my check.
All right. Okay, Bas, thank you.
As sweet as I am. All right.
Okay.
And yes, guys, please do. It's a personal request to all of you. I truly believe in NewsHamster and all the good work they are doing. And of course, please do like, share, and subscribe.